Hello, and welcome to your Twin Flame Tarot. This is being recorded September 20th, 2020, at the wee hours of the morning Pacific time. I'm going to begin with a little bit of the heart chakra singing bowl for you. All right, the bowl is still barely going. Okay, cool. So we're going to be pulling cards. This side will be our divine masculine. This side will be our divine feminine. And this will be the energy of the union. So we're going to begin with the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Kranz and just see what wants to come out. We're not focusing on zodiac signs. If you're part of a twin flame connection, that's what we're talking about, a twin flame connection. There is a whole twin flame reading playlist on this channel. And even when I mention the date of its recording, the messages are timeless. You just scroll through and ask to be shown which one has the message for you. So whenever you find this, its timing is perfect. And I would appreciate it if you would comment how many views it had for those of you who watch it after its initial broadcast, because the number of views shows us the increase in the energies that are being discussed. Because as these energies increase, ones will be drawn to the video. So, for the divine masculine, what is the energy for the divine masculine at this time? And I use at this time, I've never said this on the video, but it's been given to me many times when I'm not on video, and apparently this is the first video it's to be said in. We read most of our readings, well, all of our readings are broadcast live, and we like to focus on at this time because this is the point of power. This is the place where the magic happens, is right now. So, and whenever you're here, it's always right now. What is the energy of the connection at this time? Thank you. And the energy for the divine feminine. Now, some of you may feel that your title is different, but okay. Whatever side you feel you fit on, this is the connection itself. The bottom of the deck, we have the mountain. Now, for me, just intuitively speaking, before I even look at the book, the mountain talks about obstacles and challenges that need to be overcome all the time, because it's like you're on a journey and you got to cross this mountain ridge to get where you're going. There's an obstacle in front of you. You got to get over it. You got to get around it. You got to get through it. In this deck, the imagery shows a guy standing in what appears to be a cave with the light behind him, so he must have a fire. What this is telling me intuitively is that you've been comfortable sitting in the obstacle for a long time, but now you're beginning to peer out like, okay, if I get out of this obstacle, what's out there? What else is out there? If I choose to go out, oh, wow, look, the sky has a lot of color in it. It's very rainbow. And so that sky is giving off the energy of possibilities to me. So we have the energy of the twin flames where that looks like a masculine energy. Probably the divine masculine has been sitting in this energy saying to himself, I wonder what else is out there for me. And that's not even necessarily as relates to like the connection. It doesn't mean that the divine masculine is looking for another connection somewhere else. It's just like the divine masculine knows that they've got to go somewhere else. Okay. Let me see what the book talks about with this. It's card number 33. So the number 33 now is showing me master energy, ascended master energies. It's a master number. So with that, it's like by sitting in the obstacle, by sitting in the challenge, by sitting in this place, and notice the mate doesn't show up in this imagery. By sitting in this place and finding the power, the light within yourself that surrounds you, you do what you need to do. The rest of it was just literally cut off. So let's see what comes out of the book now. The ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of that long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that have made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience, yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. Okay, so that is in harmony with what I was getting, because it's like, it's sitting in this contrasting, obstacle, challenging place. This person is looking out of it, but they're sitting there. They've been there for a while. They've got a bright light burning inside there. So they've been in there doing the work. When you sit in a contrasting energy by choice, you do the work. You sit there and you look at yourself in order to sustain in that energy. And when you don't, your judgments, your ideas, your judgments, your programmed beliefs, your insecurities, jealousies, envies, your pains, your traumas are all brought to the forward in that contrast. That's why there's contrast, because those are the challenges. Those are the obstacles between you and your dream, in your decision, in your desire. So let's look at the divine masculine energy now. Divine masculine showing up as the underworld. The underworld. Those look like worms and eyeballs. I see a half, which is technically is a quarter moon. So what I'm getting is worms consume and break things down. Worms are like the garbage disposals of Earth. They break things down. And, you know, when the ground has worms in it, it's really fertile. It's really rich. If you have worms in your garden, it's a healthier garden. You have rich soil. So the divine masculine is in the underworld, in the cave, within the contrast, within the obstacle, within the challenge, sitting there, digging deep and getting nutrients from this experience, from this situation. And and 5 is also a number of shift and change. And why am I getting the 5? Where is the 5 coming from? Because that's a 33, so that's a 6. What do we have? 10, 50, 40, 48, 48. 4 and 8. So there's the 4 doubling to the 8. Stability, infinite potential, and power. So what I'm getting is, like, in this energy, the divine masculine is literally creating a shift. So I was shown the number 5 because the number 5 is not in these cards. It came to me by channel. And so what they're showing me is, 5, the 5th element is ether, it's spirit, it's energy. And so in that place, this person, this divine masculine energy right now on earth is in deep transmutation in the underworld. You got to go into the pain to get the gain. No pain, no gain is what they say in the world. And so here this person is going into what this eyeballs now are saying, into what their perspective is, showing me their perspective. And some of that perspective is changing in this energy. Certain ideas, belief patterns, ways of being, perspectives that the divine masculine is held as shifting right now in this energy. Now there's also mouths in here. This one's got claws. This mouth has claws. That one's got some missing teeth. So that's telling me that with the claws, somebody here is very vicious, the divine masculine. I'm seeing that this is parts, I'm seeing these, interesting. I'm getting so much off of this card. So I'm seeing these claw teeth as the divine masculine coming through with a viciousness, a harshness, right? Of words, of communication. And then over here with the missing teeth, it's like, well, now you're not coming with everything. So it's like you're either coming across too harsh or you're not showing all the way up and leaving some bits out. Now over here, I see in this card, there's a face that looks, I wonder if you can see it right here. It looks like a black mask, ski mask covering a small round face. And there's the mouth and the eyes, and they have this look of surprise. And so this tells me that the divine masculine has caught somebody by surprise, and there's somebody back here, another different eyeball than these two eyeballs watching. So somebody's watching this. Somebody's been observing it. Somebody was witness to this energy. Okay. What else do we have? Anything else from this card? There's a lot of passion, but these roses, there's pink roses and a black. I think this is a pink one, a black one, and I'm not sure what color that one is, due to my color deficiency. However, I believe this one is pink, and I know that one is black. So what I'm seeing with this is roses are symbols of passion. So this is showing me, like, okay, I went into this innocent and pure with passion and romance and fun in my mind. And then the rose got really big and turned black. This rose is completely black. So it's like, yeah, there was passion there and stuff, but it kind of got dark, right? Now there's another rose back here, but it's partly obscured. It's obscured by the grass. And so this is like third time's a charm, but you don't know what that charm looks like yet. You don't know what it looks like yet. What I can tell you about it is it's bigger than what it's been. The first time the rose was only half the size of the black rose, and the black rose is not as large as the one that's obscured behind the greenery. And what is the greenery representing today for me is even though it's not colored green in the card, the greenery, the life, the nature that's covering it is showing up as heart chakra energy, natural flow of heart chakra energy. Wow, that's a lot on the divine masculine side. Let's see what's going on with the connection itself. We have the village. The village. And so regardless of whether your relationship is opposite genders or same gender, this is about a time in the connection where it's time to expand to include the other people around, is what is coming through for me. And I'm looking at this hand here, and it's like touching this, whatever this wreath, circle. Maybe it's a, I'm not sure what this is, but oh, it looks like an arrow. It looks like an arrow. And then there's something here round, and there's something spinning off of it. And but then the back of the arrow and the point of the arrow. So this is giving me like everything is connected energy. And so now that you've done the work, you've done, and you've gotten to the point that you've gotten to, I feel like this is energy of community becoming very important at this time. The importance of community. 30, hold on, this is, what card is this? So this is a 50 minus 10 is 41. This is card 41. Oh, okay. So for somebody, maybe 41 is a significant number where something happened in your life and you changed. In the village, people, YMCA is coming out. So maybe it has to do with same-sex relationships, because I did talk about that for somebody. I did get an intuitive hit that said that there is a higher probability of twin flame partnerships between same-sex partners, same-gender partners. The village, let's see what the card says. In the village, hold on. In the village, the mountain, we have the mountain coming up again, look. But it's like in the current situation, because this is the foundation. So this is where we've been, but this is where we're at. It's like now you're away from the mountain. Now this circle here is looking like a bowl. And this hand looks like it's holding the bowl to pick up the wheat that's laying here. Now what's laying across here looks like wheat all laid down, and it looks like somebody's scooping, and the mountain is just a shadow, and it feels like sunset. It feels like sunset in the connection. So it feels like this connection is a point where it's time for you to go out and exist in your community and reap the harvest from that, and let the obstacle begin to fade into, into a place that is no longer in the point of focus. So letting go of the obstacles. So let's go ahead and see what the book says. Card number 41. The village. The village presents us with a conundrum. On one hand, it's a place that feels most like home, the place to which you can always return. Nostalgia and comfort draw us back. On the other hand, it's the very place you must leave in order to grow. Around the village, an unspoken boundary exists, one most villagers do not want you to cross. Though some support your leaving, still you hear whispers of doubt as you venture beyond its borders, leaving them behind. The energy of the village is present anytime we feel restricted by a certain group, community, family, place, or ideology. It may have served us in the past, yet staying within its parameters will never satiate our thirst for life. Thank the village for all it has provided, knowing you will someday return. For now, the world awaits. The key words for the village say the hometown, the family, and the tribe. So now in the connection, there's like this, it's kind of what I said, leaving it really is, leaving the mountain, the obstacle, the challenge, leave it to the back, leave it to the end, moving away from it, because some of you were in a situation in this connection where I'm hearing shunned. The word is shunned. Your relationship has been shunned. Now there's also some embarrassment. What do they think about this now? What do they think I should do? What about all these other people? So it also asserts the idea of boundaries. It spoke about boundaries, and with this circle, I could totally see boundaries. Plus, these areas are very specific, There's the mountain in the background that stands out individual as one space. Then we have this wheat area, and it's one space. then within the week, there's this possibility. It's giving me the energy of a yin yang right now. Maybe you can see the way it's showing to me, but that mountain is not in this field, and this field is not in that mountain. So there's something in this energy where it's like it is not, there is again, the word shunning coming through about the connection. We'll see some more. Let's see what's coming up for the divine feminine energy. The threshold. Look at that. Wow. Okay. All right. Now this imagery is really getting me good. Because it's like this whole image right now, the way I'm seeing it, is this little spot on this wreath. It's like where you're going through, your feet are there, divine feminine. And so it's like only you can get through. There's not room for that mountain inside this hole. There it is. There's not room for this mountain to get into this space. You've had to do some real work to get into this space. You've had to, and so the way they're showing it to me is walking through walls. You know how in movies they walk through walls? So it's like you have to learn to walk through this energy to get to where it is you're going, divine feminine. And so, you know, if it hasn't learned to walk through the wall with you, it's going to get blocked on the other side of the wall. And with this card here, it looks and appears to be that the divine masculine is in a completely contradictory energy to where you are, because you're free and unencumbered. This is full of a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. And this one is ready to walk through a portal to a new place. Where this one has yet to find the portal, because that portal is there. It's buried somewhere beneath all that muck and mire. But the divine feminine now has found a way, and has found a place of power. Now, it's interesting to me because the orange and the yellow are the colors of the divine counterparts. And so I see orange and yellow at this threshold. And what is a threshold? A threshold is like the limit. So maybe the divine feminine has reached a limit, and is ready now to move through into a new energy where this connection is all that they see, because the toes are facing forward. So it's as if we're getting a foot, and it's like, don't worry, I'm about to jump. If the divine feminine was going to say something to the divine masculine, or again, you can flip-flop these energies if necessary, then you would say to them, based off of this imagery, I'm about to jump. Are you there? It's like, make sure you're there because I'm about to jump. So it's like if their soul is saying this to you, the book, number 45, the threshold. The keywords are the door, the gate, the initiation. We cross thresholds continually, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at a threshold of initiation, here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you freefall into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend, just take that one necessary step toward the future that calls you. Wow. So yeah, this side, the energy is totally ready to go into this new path and take that step, but they're still standing on the threshold. So let's see what is the past energy. And I'm going to use my past life deck. So for some of you, this is going to come through and it's literally going to speak to your past life energies. For others of you, this is going to come through and it's going to be like past experience energies. So let's see. I'm interested to see what's going to come out to clarify this. It really looks like, oh, did I read for the underworld? I don't think I read this one, did I? Did I read 48? Let me see. Hold on, let me look at it. I don't think I did. If I didn't, I definitely meant to. Oh, no. Okay, so for the divine masculine energy, here it is. For the divine masculine energy, this is no time to mince words. First off, the keywords. Let me rewind. The keywords were the nightmare, the ordeal, the bottom. This is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm, which we try vigilantly to avoid or deny at any cost. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives it dangerous power. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. So it definitely, like I talked about, a transformation was happening, like it was, the worms would consume and transform the energy of whatever was sitting in that place. It's so consumed that, the mouth and the eyes are all dismantled one from the other. And somebody is watching this with the divine masculine. So maybe for some divine feminine or whoever is resonant on this, you could be keeping an eye on them somehow. You just like, okay, God, maybe you sent your angels, your ancestors, and your guides. Okay, go watch them. I'm not going to deal with this right now. Because there is this energy of separation here, And this really matches, the coloring really matches really nicely. And it's like, it's time to move into a new phase is what it feels like. So let's go ahead and look at this past life energy. Let's give some shuffles to the deck. So thankful and grateful to be here to provide this service. For anybody who would like a personal reading relating to this reading, mention this reading to me or send me the link to this reading in email or whatever. Save the link so you can send it to me so I'll know that you want to get your personal outcome to this experience or advice or whatever it is that you want to talk about this reading. If you want your own reading or your own twin flame reading or whatever you want to talk about, you can purchase those on my website. Okay. I just love being in service, and so that's why I provide these the way I do. But some of you want to give me money to read for you personally, so hey. Okay, for the divine masculine side, now for the connection itself, in other words, the common energy. For the feminine energy, thank you. All right. The bottom of the deck is Native American. So some of you can have connections to Native American ceremonies, ancestry, lineage. You could be some of you are part of Native tribes now, or Native tribes hold some sort of significance for you in your experience. Maybe you go to the Native ways. The teepee is there. Maybe some of you went to a sweat lodge. For some of you within this connection, you twins have a past life together in as a Native American couple before the invasion of the European affected your personal community. So you were very indigenous at the time. On the side of the divine masculine, we have Father. For the connection itself, we have persecution and inquisition. For the feminine energy, we have galactic. I literally see in these 3 cards alone where there's a situation where this relationship has been questioned. It's been, and so in a past life, your relationship could have come into scrutiny, especially we mentioned same-sex relationships. So if you and your twin were in same-sex relationship during the time of the Inquisition, it definitely brought your relationship under further stress. And I do feel like, there was, okay, so just say it. I feel like in a past life, you were literally killed for your sexual preferences. What they're showing me is some movie that I saw, but they're showing me like there was an ending of life, of physical life. You were persecuted to death, stoned to be particular. It was a Middle Eastern, somewhere where they wear a head wrap, not necessarily full face covering, but the head wrap. See, her face is out. So there's a few different time periods where that happens in our history of human civilization as well. And so that energy is coming through as an effect in the current situation where somebody is so used to, somebody or both of you are so used to coming under question and persecution for being together and for what you want is part of the current experience based off of having been so harshly dealt with in the past because of who you love. You can't help who you love, right? Can't help who you love. They come in that body, and real love, unconditional love, is not dependent upon what body they take. That's the body is a condition. And so you fell in love with somebody, and it was taboo. On the divine masculine side, father energy is here. So this person has it's like early childhood connection with father that's affecting the situation. But obviously within this connection, there was some dark things. Maybe this person is transmuting a lot of energy that they get from the genetic line from their father, because all those worms are now showing up as DNA strands and chromosomes is the way that I'm seeing them at this exact moment in time. So it's like it's genetic and it's coming from the father. It's genetic and it's coming from the father. Now on the feminine side, you have galactic. You have attained cosmic consciousness. You know you're not from here. You know your energy is not of here. And you're not trying to fit in. You're not trying to be normal. And it's like your trust, you say, I leave you in the hands of the universe. As you go through this, you're trusting in the universe to catch your fall. And this is now showing up, this imagery, as ether. And it's saying, I know that there's nothing there tangible. There's nothing physical for me to look at. This is pure energy. But I trust that the energy is going to coalesce and come to firmament by the time I put my foot down on it. So whatever that means for you. Oh boy. Show me some more about this twin flame connection using these romance angel cards. Show me a little bit more about this connection. So show me the divine masculine energy at this time. Divine masculine energy at this time. Here it is. The divine feminine, correction. Calm down, divine. So with just the fact that that just happened is telling me, divine feminine, you need to calm down. Like you're speaking too soon. You are moving too fast. It's time to slow it down. Just try to relax. You're getting ahead of yourself. Just slow it down. If you could slow it down, that would help greatly. So the connection itself, what is the message about this connection? Mr. Scott, thank you. Okay, so regarding this connection, really, I got to keep all of them. So those two are that side, these two are this side. And one more card for the divine feminine. So the divine feminine is tired of waiting. The bottom of the deck confirms that with unrequited love. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. The divine masculine side, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. The divine feminine side, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, this is in reverse, so I feel like this is profoundly important in this spread, but because it's in reverse, it's showing me that it's already done in harmony with whatever has already been channeled over here. Okay, so what I was shown is this is where the connection is freshly coming out of that brings you to this point. And what I heard was these ones are what it, so as you step through the door into this new energy, this is what you're stepping into. This is the last step. This is the next step. Okay, and you're right in the middle right here. So we have trust and wedding. So where you're coming from was you believe this was going to be a marriage, and you treated it as marriage, and you trusted in the sanctity of the marriage, and you trusted in this connection, and you trusted. One of you was probably really working on trust issues while the other one was behaving as though you were already married. Treated you as a spouse, not as a date. Big difference. The spouse is treated differently than the date. Okay. And I feel like for some over here, this divine masculine energy had some issues with trust possibly, but they tried. They did the best they could to trust in this. Okay. Now, what we can expect unfolding is engagement, and pay attention to the red flags. It's interesting because on the divine masculine side, we have somebody here who is shielded by a mosquito net with a giant hat. Okay. And it's like a protective move. The signs are cautioning you to protect yourself. Oh, wow. And then we have over here, I've never seen this face before. Interesting. So what I'm getting is this is you, divine feminine, and this is the divine masculine. Okay. And so while the divine masculine would like to shrink back and protect itself and go back into their protective covering, that hat is getting really uncomfortable. They want to wear a new hat. Now over here we have you as the divine feminine, although you're doing doing your thing. So I feel like for a lot of you are going to be in physical separation right now, because this is coming through or moving into it. If you're not already in physical separation, you're moving into it, I feel like, because I feel like this is you sending the energy and letting it go, and kind of just knowing like they're going to be where they're at. And it's actually really tough on them if I try to pull them to where I'm at. they're not ready for my experience and my world yet. This is what I see on the divine masculine upcoming energy. On the divine feminine upcoming energy, there's engagement. But if you look at this woman's face, she doesn't look very happy. So I feel like for some of you, you could be attracting another person who it could be wanting to be very committed to you, but I feel like the energy is not the same for you. And so it's not so hoorah for you if you do choose. For others of you, this is going to be where you're attracting in regards to business, because your focus is shifting completely into community projects, and that equals business in this sense, the way it's coming through. But I do feel like a lot of you divine feminines are attracting someone else. I feel like some of you, and I'm hearing, why are you giving me 4 out of 20 instead of 2 out of 10? Because it's 2020. Okay. Of you are actually attracting a new person in the same physical vessel, interestingly enough. So it's like this change causes a shift within. And something about the number 4, okay? Anyways. Excuse me, a little bit of release there. Attracting a huge shift. So I want to look at where is this experience going. That's what I want to look at. Where is this experience going? I want to look at where is this experience going. I want to look more at the current experience. So let's start. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse, blocking off the receptivity of love energy, and the 10 of Wands in reverse, dropping the burden. So it's like this is an emotional shutdown. There's an emotional shutdown here. And that is got to the King of Cups in reverse. So there's the mate right there. It's like, although I don't want to do this, this is what I've got to do. I feel like the masculine energy is shutting down. I feel like the feminine energy shut it down first. And as a result, the masculine energy is shutting down and realizing, like, I have to let go of these burdens. I can't continue with these burdens because of the shutdown of the feminine. So now let's see what is unfolding in this. What is the energy? What is, what have these twins already claimed that is most likely where their feet land in regards to their connection with one another? Where do their feet land in this? Okay. Because it's a journey. It's about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the next step. So what is the next phase for this connection? I'll say in our linear experience, between now and the calendar year of your finding this video. Okay. So if it's still 2020 when you found this video, between now and the end of 2020. If it's February of 2021, then it's between that day you're watching this right now, you're watching it, and the end of 2021. If you're watching this at 3002, then it's by the end of 3002. And please remember to put in the comments how many views this has, for all of you who are watching the replay, which will be most of you. Okay, especially because of the hour at which I'm recording. Anyways, unfolding on the masculine side, we have the Last Judgment. So it's like understanding that these types of connections are highly spiritual. There is a higher authority over these, and when one doesn't do what it needs to do, and you're doing your part, the universe will step in and cause this separation. On this side, we have the 10 of Pentacles, the end of a contract, the end of a commitment, the end of that. This is an ending of a contract. This is the ending of a commitment. This is the end of a cycle. And it's also windfalls, and it's long-term generational wealth, because you have been healing family issues through the mirroring that's been going on. Okay, and somebody here had plenty of red flags that popped up, but did not pay attention to them. And maybe it had to do with trust issues. Maybe they couldn't, was it you they couldn't trust in, or was it the universe that they didn't trust in? Because I feel like you trusted in the universe by moving forward in this energy. Well, this person was going through all this muck and mire when your energy is so clear. And you healed family issues in doing so. Now, this person was focused on romantic feelings. Why is this person receiving judgment? Why is this person receiving judgment? What did they do that they're going in to receive judgment? What was their actions that is causing them to receive judgment? Okay. Ace of Pentacles. The Tower. The Death card. Justice. Okay, and that's it. The bottom right now is the King of Wands. The King of Wands in reverse can be abusive, obsessive, compulsive, irrational, acts on a whim and doesn't think ahead, doesn't think of others, just on a spur of a moment will just jump up and do anything and give no consideration for the world around because he's in reverse. And so we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse with the Blasted Tower. When we asked what they did, for someone they just didn't believe, like literally they did not believe that this was a fresh start for them. And they didn't take, they had the one, but they didn't have it, and they caused separation. Every time it was a chance to start fresh and build new, they caused separation. Their ego. Somebody was overly obsessed with money. Somebody was stealing. And somebody literally just rejected. There was so much resistance and rejection from someone here. Okay. The Death card in reverse and Justice upright. Oh, this is where the universe steps in again, because these majors in this reading and most readings I do are all majors, are all like, this is what God is giving you. God is saying, okay, you don't want to play game. You don't want to come upright. You don't want to turn upright. You want to stay upside down about everything. Okay, well, take this surprise, honey. There's a loss. Oh, you don't want to change. Okay, fine. We gave you the chance. You didn't get it after that ego strike. Now justice is coming in and saying, okay, it's judgment time. No more. That's the final answer. Final separation energy there for sure. Let's look at this 10 of Pentacles for the Divine Feminine. Why is this 10 of Pentacles here for the Divine Feminine? The King of Wands is upright. Now that's follow through. That's things in action. Remember, the King of Wands is in reverse over there. Okay, and now I just hit my glass. And I was told at the beginning of 2020 to drink my water from a wine glass all the time. So I've been doing that. So, and I will say thank you to my water. But the fact that I made that noise right now was like a cheers. It was like a toast. And it's like this will be worth toasting, this King of Wands energy that's coming in your way. This is somebody with follow through. This person wants the wedding that you thought. So you did all the work and you was ready for a wedding. So that was all in your energetic vortex. And because this person didn't want to play a game and they said no to the opportunity that was in front of them, they could have even said that they were going to do this and said they were going to do that. But ultimately, like, it's not in their energy. And so now over here, you get followed through. Now, whether this is the same person showing up in such new energy that it's like talking about a completely different person, or this is a completely different person, will be different for different ones of you. But this is somebody who follows through. This person's looks good, smells good, talks good, dances good. They might play an instrument. They could be a potter, a painter, a candlestick maker. I mean, this person is extremely creative, and they can be very inspiring. They have a lot of colorful stories to tell. They have an experience to go with everything you say. It's like everything you throw out, they can match that in experience. They've got a story that matches yours. Show me more about why this Ten of Pentacles is here. Excuse me. So this King of Wands now is showing up, giving me a peer into something else. There is, I feel like this is somebody looking at you, and I'm hearing they are Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and they're looking at you, and all they can think about is wedding, but they're in a low vibrational energy as they look at you, because I'm seeing the face, the expression on this person's face. They're hot about it. So that's a completely sidebar. Somebody you know who I'm talking about. Show me more of why is the Ten of Pentacles here. Okay, thank you. The Sun. The Sun, honey. The happiest card in the deck. Like I said, somebody, Mr. Follow Through, Mr. Come Through and Follow Through energy is coming your way, and they want a marriage, because whoever this person is, and we are back to what I first said about this, is this person has a conscious awareness of what they want. They know love, they know joy, they know happiness, they know about balance within themselves. They have nothing to hide. They are upfront and clear about who they are, what they want, and what they have to offer. And there's a back and forth, a give and take in this, as opposed to a feeling of overwhelming. Okay, what else do we have? The Nine of Wands in reverse. So the Nine of Wands in reverse is help has arrived. You got, this is like what I see is, you know how you packed your car all by yourself to get all the stuff to take over to the party, but when you get to the party, there's help there, and they're willing to help you carry the stuff in. So this is like help arriving. This is the emergency services on the way. 911 rescue. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, things are going to get easier now. You're not going to have to work so hard now, Divine Feminine, because you have consciously made a decision to take action, as well as coming out here. You made a conscious decision to take action, and you looked at the possibility of marrying that one. And the more you thought about it, you realized that you had to drop this weight, because this person is not carrying their energetic weight. And this person, why they don't do it is because of what? They're constantly in persecution and inquisition energy. In other words, they carry that victim mentality, and that's what they're able to present to you. Her gaze is fixed right in this direction of that wedding. Yes, this person loves you. Yes, this person wants to be with you. But this energy of persecution and inquisition and victimization is something that you say, I can't move forward with that, because how can I marry myself to that? If I get to this marriage, I'm marrying into that. And they just want you to just trust them that they're doing the best they can, but yet they're still showing up this way in the present. So the bottom of the deck right now is the Emperor, and that is the divine masculine energy. So obviously I feel like more who watch this are going to be divine feminine energies watching this divine masculine energy. I feel like also with the Emperor being at the bottom of the deck and the Father card coming out of here, for someone, this is whatever you're experiencing right now is deeply linked to unrequited love from a father, because the Emperor can be the father. And maybe somebody was sent to their room a lot. I feel like somebody was sent to their room a lot, or sent to isolation a lot. I see this Emperor is sending a child to the room. There could be an Aries energy in that, because that ram is really standing out. Somebody got their ponytail pulled by their father, and somebody got dragged or thrown across the room. This could be you or them. I'm kind of doing, this is more to help you know, this is more confirmative for you. Anything else you want to say to these two? To this one? To my viewer? What else do you want to get? Okay, so to the person who's viewing this video, let's pull from the Carolyn Mays archetype cards, what archetype you can embody to help you move forward more powerfully from this point. For anybody who wants to get a archetype card to go with this reading, I will give you one for $5 if you mention it in your purchase. So the ways to purchase that are below this video, and what I will do is I will pull a card for you. Any intuitive hits I get, and I'll send that to you by email and or text if it's a U.S. continental number. And I will also send you the picture from the book that gives you the reading that goes with the card that I pull for you. As far as what archetype can you embody and embrace for yourself personally. Now, this is going to be for the general spread. So some of you will say, that's my card, that's enough. Some of you will want a clarifier for this, and that's why you'll send $5. So I'll pull a second for you, which will just add to your message. And some of you will say, that's not mine at all. I just need a card, Melinda. So if you want one more card from this deck for you personally, you can send $5, okay? And make sure you send your information so I know how to get back to you. A U.S. continental cell phone number or email. The advice. Queen Love radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So your advice moving forward is to step into this queen energy. Now let's look at the shadow attributes because they are important as well. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. Did I say control issues with the Emperor at the bottom of the deck of this clarifying deck? Because this is about being a queen, but not being so controlling and restrictive and constrictive as well of how things have to happen for you. Embrace your feminine energy. All right, so I look forward to reading for you personally. Until next time, sending you blessings of love and peace and happiness. Laters.